Father's Day is a touchy topic in Black culture, let alone Black gay culture. There are daddy issues and father figures that don't identify as men, or households with 2 men leading them, or households with no men leading them, and every other unconventional family structure that you can think of. Regardless, here at Dear Black Gay Men, we're taking this time to honor the male and men figures that have shaped us into the people that we are today. I know gendered language can be triggering for some, but if you give us a little grace, I hope that we can give our flowers to men and other father figures in all of our lives that encourage us to be exactly who we know ourselves to be. So this episode, I'm talking to a regular on Dear Black Gay Men. This is his 3rd appearance on the show. He's recently been a lot more vocal on social media about his journey as a father to a magnificent young man. I want to know how being gay has affected his parenting, if at all. And what does that mean for our greater culture? The easiest way to support the channel is still to grab you some DBGM merch. Head over to dearblackgaymen.shop to get your hat, hoodie, or short set. We're always releasing new colors, and you can use code LionVisionPhotos to get 15% off your first purchase. Shout out to Nathaniel for getting his classic branded hoodie in black, and McQuan for picking up his black box t-shirt. Remember, that's dearblackgaymen.shop to get your merch. Thank you again for your continued support here at Dear Black Gay Men. Now, let's get into it. Fatherhood, it's a powerful word full of love and responsibility and a whole lot of figuring shit out. And for Black gay dads, that journey can be even more unique. This is Gay Fathers Explained, and the show starts right now. What up, though? Jay the Gentleman here. That's at JAI on IG. Welcome to Thirsty Thursday right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Coming out to my father was easy. It was halftime of the Cowboys game. He looked at me and he said, "Are you gay?" And I said, "Yep." Since then, he's marched in pride parades with me. He's attended every Black gay award show I was honored at, and he celebrated gay marriage being passed in the Supreme Court with me. And that's my Kenyan father who was born and raised in Africa. My gay story with my father is unique. But today, hopefully, we get to shed some light on the good parts of being gay as a father. But first, it's always so much happening in Black gay culture. To break it down, please welcome Aaron, producer extraordinaire. Aaron, how you doing?
Hey Jay, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm unbelievable. It's funny to ask you how you doing because we have a whole pre-show before this, so I know how you're doing. But so the countdown to season 3 finale is on. After tonight, we've got 2 more episodes, and we're capping off the season 3 with our big season finale party. Are you excited about this party, Aaron?
I love
I'm gonna put
partying
some
with us.
applause on that because I'm really excited about the party. This is the first announcement of the party. On June 30th, we are going to be going live. Well, it's going to be in person. It's not live. It ain't going to be on the internet, so we can really say what we're trying to say. But I'm really excited about it. Are you?
I am. We haven't had a live event since February, and the girls have been clamoring for it. Like, even at that event, they were like, we want more. Like, why did the conversation end right there? There was just so much happening in the audience. Everybody was engaged. It was high energy. Like, I cannot wait for us to do that again.
That, and we have an open bar at all of our events, so the girls going to get a little saucy.
Right? They're going to
The
be
funny
nice and
thing is,
oiled up.
Kraig, the guest tonight, was on the panel at the live event.
He
He had to read the
was.
whole room down boots.
Read them, okay?
We can't even tell y'all what we was talking about because you had to have been there. But
Yeah,
I'm
they've
really
been there.
excited about this finale party. It's coming. Season 3 finale party is our last live show of the year, of the season, because we will be back with season 4 in September.
Yes,
But
we
it's
will.
in person at the Atlanta Theater. The bar will be open. The vibes will be through the roof, and the conversation, as usual, will be lit. Everybody you can go to visit. You can visit dearblackgaymen.com to get your tickets now. And I'm feeling generous. So if you get your tickets this weekend, I'll have a special gift for you. More on that later in the show.
Okay. Let me
I'm
go get my ticket.
I'm certain I can get you in. I'm certain I
Are
can
you
get you in.
sure?
I know a guy.
You know
I
the
know
guy
a
at the
guy that can get
door?
you in. They can get you in. But everybody else, because the event got to make some money, so I can't get everybody in. Okay. And then in addition to that, so I see in the comments, Joe said that makes me sad. I mean, we gonna come back. We not going away forever. It's just we need a little break. Child, we tired. We tired, friend. I've been trying not to say that, but we tired. We've been going at this thing every week since January. It's June, about to be
January.
July. We are tired having these conversations with y'all. It's enlightening. It fulfills me. It lights me up, but it is draining. We need a little breaky break. I'm gonna call it our self care hiatus. Is that fair?
Yes. I think it's very fair. Like we have been full steam rolling. It didn't hit me until you said we've been doing this since January. That we've been doing this since January with
We've
just
been
a few
doing this
breaks
since
in between.
January. Every week
Mm.
in this chair, you've been in that chair with that blue wall and my
Mm-hmm.
wooden shades back here since January.
Yes.
What has been the highlight of the season for you? Everybody, let me know the highlight of the
Mm.
season for you. But what has been yours, Aaron?
My highlight of the season. Ooh, it ain't reflection time yet, but let me figure out. Hold on. What's my highlight?
I can tell you what mine is.
Okay, tell me yours while I figure out what mine is.
Mine, interesting enough, mine was Kraig where he said the I know my body ass bitches.
Was that this season? That was last season.
That was season 3. That was the very beginning of season 3 because we started in September.
Oh,
But it was because
okay.
it caught me so far off guard. Like it
Mhm.
that knocked me out. Like I couldn't get my
Yeah,
bearings back after he dropped that nugget.
exactly. I wasn't the producer for that show. I was watching it in the living room with my friends, and we were all rolling laughing. Like I was like, "Oh my God, did he just say that?" And then he was like, "I was like, he said
And
it,
he
and he
stood
stood
10
10 toes
toes
down
down
and
on it. The fact that he stood on business, dropping
stood
that on
on
Cicely
business."
Tights' internet. Oh my God, that took me out. Another highlight for me though was the Aries show when we surprised you.
Yes. Okay. That was, I can't even, my mind didn't even go there. That was one of my favorite episodes, except for the fact that y'all made me cry on national television.
On
And I was
international
like,
internet television.
on
Yes, we made you
international
cry
internet television, made me cry for real. I was like, "Ooh, let me hide my tears real quick. Can't let them see me go out like
because you a
this
thug, because you a
because I'm a
Aries thug.
thug." Right. But no, that was the sweetest thing ever. And y'all, that was, yeah, that was,
Because
thank you for bringing that to my
we
mind.
conspire for your greatness, friend. We try to make sure that you know
Oh,
that we appreciate you. And immediately following that, everybody else on the team was like, "What you gonna do for my birthday?" The
mm,
unfortunate part. Now, I will say, I missed one birthday on the team, one birthday,
mm,
but I hope I made it up to her with her baby shower. So I said that.
mhm.
Awesome. Adrian said I had to cop a bag too. That bag has been
Yes. Where is that
that
bag? It's right here.
mine is out there. The all I want is
Mine right
everything
here.
bag. Happy
It's been
birthday.
my
It's not
office
Aries season no
bag.
more, but happy birthday. I got one for Rakai as a diaper bag. So I mean that bag is versatile. It's for everything.
Yes. I
Y'all,
travel with it,
I got a
everything.
discount code if y'all want one on my Instagram. Follow me on at JAI the gentleman. Okay. So now we are going on hiatus. Our last live show on YouTube is June 27th.
Mhm.
Thursday night. Our last in-person show for the season is June 30th on Sunday. Sunday, it's a day party. But while we are on hiatus, we are going on tour. Very, very excited about that. Does everybody see that we going on tour? Let me know if
Yes.
y'all heard, and let me know in the chat box if y'all heard that we going on tour. Okay, this is how it's gonna work. The Normal Anomaly Initiative is one of our partners, and they are going on tour with two of their projects. One of them is called Relentless, the Relentless Podcast. The other is to be determined. I can't announce it just yet. But I'll be hosting all of the stops on this 5-city tour in 2024. It's the Dear Black Gay Men vibes in cities all across the South. We are going to Houston. We are going to Atlanta. Here in Atlanta, we will be in Memphis. We will be in New Orleans, and we will be
Mhm.
in Washington D.C. It's going to be amazing this season. So I really want to see everybody at whatever stop you can make it to. More information is to come. Tickets will go on sale this summer, and the tour starts in September. Very, very excited. I see we got a whole lot of people on there. You can go to normalanomaly.org for more information for tour dates, locations, all the tea. I see we got Houston. Awesome Adrian said waiting for the dates. Kevin Kev said I like the open relationship, Lamont's, and the Zaddy episode. The Zaddy episode that was like
Yes.
last week.
That Daddy's episode was good though.
Because the girls love a zaddy. Omar, when is your birthday? Omar said B-Day in September. When is your birthday?
Right?
What day in September? Because, September is
Don't
an
tell me
amazing
you're a
month to be born.
Virgo. Lord.
September is an amazing month to be born. Be funny if his birthday the same as mine. Okay. But which stop are you excited about, Aaron, for this tour?
You know, you know, I love my hometown, Houston, Texas.
Do
Houston,
you though?
Texas.
You ain't in Houston no more now.
I'm not, there's reasons for that, but Houston, Texas. I'm excited for Houston to get a little taste of Dear Black Gay Men and Dear Black Gay Men to get a taste of Houston,
I
okay?
don't know that Houston is ready for all of this, honey. Houston might not be ready. I just saw this post on TikTok that said Houston is what everybody think Atlanta is. Houston actually is what everybody think Atlanta is.
Yeah, it is. Like, I love Atlanta down. Don't get me wrong. I live here now. I got the driver's license and everything. But the food in
You pay the
Texas,
taxes.
and I pay the taxes too, Lord Jesus. But the food in Texas, like the food, you get all the cultures. You get Nigerian food, you get barbecue, you get seafood, Creole food, Jamaican
I'm
food.
from Dallas, and I would say just in general, I appreciate Texas food, and not just Tex-Mex. Texas food
Yes.
is top tier, but I really do appreciate the vibes in Houston because the city's so fucking big. You could drive an hour, still be in Houston, and have
And
a
still
whole
be in
different
Houston.
part of the city, a whole
Yes.
different vibes. You might as well you would feel like you would be either in Austin or Louisiana, but you still in Houston, still in Houston.
Yes.
I saw some. Where did these September birthdays, Rakai? Put them up. September. Omar says he's September 15th. Omar, this little thumbnail of yours looks like you might have body, yaddy, and be shirtless. I hope I'm looking at that right. He's Mr. D. What kind of D we talking about, Mr. D? But he says the 13th. I am September 18th. So if we all at the same stop, I see Omar's in Houston. We might have to celebrate in Houston when we get to Virgo Nation. All right. That was our current events. Thank you so much, Aaron. I
Of
appreciate you.
course.
When we come back, we're going to be talking to Kraig about what it means to be a black gay father. Before we go to break, I want y'all to let me know in the comments why or why not. Why or why don't you want to be a black gay father? Is that part of your journey, becoming a father? Is that something you want? Let me know in the comments, and we'll be responding to those on the other side of the break. If you're loving the conversation, give this video a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to Dear Black Gay Men. This is Gay Fathers Explained, and we will be right back. What is stigma? I truly believe that it comes up when you think something can't happen to you. Like when we think we could never be femme, so we end up with femmephobia laced all up and through our dating profiles. Or when we don't be out there like that, so we slut shame people for doing openly what we try to sneak and do privately. But there aren't too many spaces where stigma rises to a criminal level like it does with HIV.
Knowingly gave her HIV and never told her he was infected.
We're talking to 4 black men from across the country, all living with HIV. I want to see how stigma comes up in their lives and what we can all do to overcome it. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Before the break, I asked why or why not do you want to be a black gay father? Let me know in the chat box. What we got. Do we got some children are expensive. Daycare alone brought me to No, I'm with you when you're right. Children are expensive. But the question is that because you're thinking about it as a single person, or are you considering children as a couple? Because everything gets easier if you got 2 incomes. So let me know what you know, Joe, in the comments. Go to the next one if there's another one. I want to be a father and adopt, but Houston trip Houston trip because of a ticket, and I have another city, but they give kids too. I'm not okay. We could rabbit hole there, but you know the interesting thing, and I was gonna put this in the script, but I won't. I'm gonna say it anyway. I go to a gay church, right? I go to an affirming church, and the majority of the congregation is gay. I have yet to hear like the random crying baby in a service. Like I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason I think that gay people parent differently to where our kids just know how to be normal from a very early age. Whereas the churches I grew up in, I used to play the organ at the church. There was always some crazy baby in the background that could not get it together. They parents thought if they just sat in the back row it'd be normal. Is that weird? Y'all let me know if I'm weird. Thank you for those comments. Uh Y'all keep those comments coming. I love reading everything that happens in the chat. Father's Day is coming up on Sunday. And I know for the girls, these kind of holidays can be a sore spot. However, tonight I want to celebrate the fathers and father figures within our own community. Tonight's first guest is a singer and a newly licensed minister in the Lord's Church in my church. He's joining us tonight to talk about his fatherhood journey. Please welcome to the show, Kraig. Kraig, are you there?
I'm here.
Hey, Kraig,
What's
how you
going
doing?
on? I'm doing good. How you doing?
I'm unbelievable. Are you drinking anything with us tonight?
No, I'm not actually. I'm
Is it
not.
because you're a minister?
No.
You
No,
all
I
saved
think
and sanctified now?
I am sanctified and filled with the Holy. I think when you save and you're a grown man, you pay your bills, you can have a drink,
Oh,
in the
okay.
comfort of your
Good.
home.
Good, because,
I'm very
baby,
I'm very progressive.
I got mine right here.
No,
But,
I didn't even have no liquor.
oh, I mean, I could have brought you something. Let me quit,
But I
because,
okay. You can still Uber Eats it. Don't they DoorDash liquor now?
yes, they do. I'll consider it. But I
Okay.
would, for this show, I want to give a special thanks to one of our continued sponsors, Bottled, for providing deliciously crafted cocktails tonight. To pick up your bottle cocktail, you can visit bottled.co and use our exclusive coupon code at checkout for 15% off and free shipping. Remember, for bottle cocktails, shake and pour over ice. Kraig, are you ready for this talk about fatherhood?
Let's do it.
All right, let's get into the episode. I am not a father, but from what I'm told, fatherhood is being a superhero to someone that thinks the world of you. And in our culture, that superhero doesn't have to share your biology. Later in the show, we're going to hear from chosen fathers about the family structure they've created for themselves. But first, Kraig, what
Hey.
did you have to overcome anything when you became a father? Like, did you have like a existential crisis when you found out that you were gonna be a dad?
I was young, so I was about 20 years old when I found out, I was gonna have a baby. And when I was actually 18, well, 17 years old, I got a girl pregnant in high school,
Mm,
and she ended up having a miscarriage. So that was my first time experiencing that. And
mm.
then, when the last time happened, it didn't really hit me. I was a baby. You know what I'm saying? Having a baby, and it didn't hit me right there. It was like I didn't believe it.
So you're now it's a dumb question, so bear with me. But you had a baby the old-fashioned way, like you and a
Oh, yeah.
woman got together and y'all had a child.
We was married.
Say what now?
Yeah, I used to be married for 3.5 years.
I didn't know that. That's one of them things they should have told me in the pre-interview. You was married. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that?
No.
Yeah,
Okay. So different question. But quick detour. So does that mean
I,
you were or are bisexual
I'm gay.
now? But what did you identify as at the time?
Hidden in the
Hidden.
closet. In the closet. People don't
That's
like
it.
to, people like to be like Dia. I wasn't Dia. I was hidden. I would want to explore it, but living in the South, especially in church, which I don't really blame the church. I feel like I've learned that when we create systems and atmospheres where people can't be free, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
and it makes it hard for us to have those conversations and be real. So now that I'm older, I wish I would have handled things a whole lot different. You know what I'm saying? And being yourself is the most important thing. So, you know, I didn't even know what was going on with me, let alone having a kid. But it, you know, I wish I could do it all over, but still have my kid. But maybe things would be different. So, you know, your journey is always your journey.
If you were hidden when your kid was born, then did becoming a father help you come out? Did that change the importance of coming out? Like, how did being a father impact you living your truth?
So I end up getting in a lot of trouble in my marriage, you know,
Mm-hmm.
because I was sleeping and hiding with men, you know, and so it came out, and the whole church knew, the whole community knew, a lot of friends I grew up knew, you know, and that was embarrassing, and that was the first time I felt like everybody threw me away. You know what I'm saying? Like imagine being the praise and worship leader, and you know you're an adjutant and you're a minister in church, and you know you do full-time ministry. I'm doing full-time ministry for 7 years at this point. And you know, we had people on the praise team that was pregnant. You know what I'm saying? But I got sat down because I was gay. You know what I'm saying? So that really uh, turned my life where I was like, you know what? I would never ride for anybody this hard again. I would never go to church again. I would never do this again. I would never commit to a set of people again. And so that's how that kind of flipped. Yeah.
So what has fatherhood taught you about yourself?
That, you know, a lot of people say, you know, that fathers are heroes, but some fathers are villains too. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't get a handbook on how to raise. You don't get a chance to be like, let me prepare for this kid. You know, a lot of people want to be financially there and
Mm-hmm.
all this, but you when it's time for a soul to come through, you know what I'm saying, or a person to be in a body in this shell, that's because God wanted to happen. So, you know, I think fatherhood for me is I've been the hero and I've been the villain, depending on what version of my kids you'll ask. You know what I'm saying? Because when I think about when I grew up, you know, there were times my parents were heroes and there were times I hated them. You know what I'm saying? We're good now, you know, but it's just different phases on how you see it. And I just always own my truth since that point and try not to live in secrecy or hiding, because when you feed a demon like that of secrets, it just gets bigger and bigger and it consumes you. And I never want to feel like I want to separate myself from people, you know what I'm saying, and living in, you know, being here on earth. And you know, I had battle with being suicidal and all kind of things,
Mm.
um because it hurt me, you know what I'm saying. I had so many things happen, so many things. But how I feel what fatherhood is now, it is what it is, you know what I'm saying. I have tried to look at the things I know I made mistakes on and not overwhelm myself or judge myself, but try to be a better dad. Like even when it comes to discipline, like I grew up with my dad beat the hell out of you. You know what I'm saying? You got your ass toe up over and over for sometimes the same shit, you know? But I
Mm-hmm.
just chose, you know, to not whoop my kid because I started off whooping him like I got whoopings, and my dad seen me and he was like, "Don't hit him." I was like, "But you told my ass up. What you mean? Don't."
Grandparents is different than parents, friend.
They are so different. Like my parents are the best grandparents. Like they are very supportive. They,
Uh-huh.
you know what I'm saying, they're team my kids. So it's crazy how life just really turns and flips. But yeah.
What is your do you have a different I'm really I'm blessed because we just welcomed my mother had her first grandkid, right?
Hmm.
And my niece is beautiful and magnificent, right? But that has changed my perspective on everything. Like how I look at our culture is different because now I'm somebody's uncle.
Hmm.
But again, I'm just an uncle. I get to
Yeah.
give this kid back at the end of the day. I am not fully responsible for her.
Hmm.
And so, but even so, she has changed how I look at gay culture. She has changed how I look at my life. She has
Yeah.
changed how I look at everything. did becoming a father have the same impact on you,
Oh
or a
yeah,
similar impact on you?
yeah. Because I honestly didn't want any kids. I didn't really like kids growing up, And when I grew up, I was hung out with kids older than me, or you know, always around adults. I think that's why I got a nasty mouth because I was around a lot of adults. So when I had my
Is it
kid,
nasty though? Is your mouth nasty, or is
it
it just
can
fly as hell?
we'll say fly, but it can get nasty. It can get my mouth is
Okay.
diabolical if
Luckily, I
I
have not seen that side of you, so
yeah.
I'll try to stay on your good side.
Depending on who you ask, there's stories out there. It's on the internet. I've
I
said
ain't
some
gonna go
things
looking for that,
I ain't
Craig. But
proud
go
of,
ahead.
but no, but having a kid changed my whole perspective on having a kid. And it's until you have your own that changes a lot of things where you are really like in love. Like you think you love another man or a woman, have a kid, and it's just like, how could you not love? Like I seen my son come out the cooch. That was a lot, but that was the first time I realized I was a dad. You know what I'm saying? And when
I
my
mean
son,
that was one of the
yeah,
first days with him, so I'd hope so.
it was, but it didn't. I'm young. I'm like, this ain't like riding a bike. This is birth. This is
Yes.
childbirth. This is whole life. And but I feel like I'm a good dad. I feel like I've been through a lot of things with parenting and co-parenting and things personally, and to see my kid graduate from middle school, he going to the ninth grade, what I'm saying, is a blessing. Because I like, you see this big old massive kid, and my kid taller than me, and it's like you still remember them like this, you know what I'm saying? And he's not a baby anymore. But he definitely ain't grown yet. So
And you
yeah,
ain't one of his little friends.
yeah, I ain't none of your little friends. Exactly.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. We'll be right back with Craig later in the show. Craig is going to be answering your burning questions about from the comments. But I got a question for the girls. As a gay man, has your father ever gave you advice about being gay, about living this life, about being who you are? Let me know in the comments. I hope tonight's conversation is giving you all the feels. If so, like this video and generously share it with your group chats. They need to feel the feels too. This is Gay Fathers Explained. And we will be right back. I think I lead a pretty normal life. I'm a podcaster and a content creator. I'm pursuing my passions. So many of us, Black gay people, either live with a reality or a fear of HIV. Any movement toward a future where HIV is less of a part of who we are, I don't know that I can think of anything more impactful to our culture. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Before the break, I asked y'all if you have ever gotten a piece of gay advice from your father. Let me know in the comments. I don't see any yet, but we're going to run through them a little later in the show. I want to thank everybody for rocking with us, and I want to say a special thank you to those who are supporting Dear Black Gay Men with super chats and memberships here on YouTube. All of your support is really greatly appreciated. Now, check this out. We've seen this girl. Do we have a video, Aaron?
To the bitches in my comments calling me a self-hating gay, I have a question for you. So what do I do as a parent that's raising a child in a gay household? And if I allowed him to see me kissing and having affection with another man, since y'all feel like that's so important, what do you do when that little boy that has seen you kiss a man in the mouth and hold his hand and do all that cuddle lovey-dovey shit? What do you do when your little boy goes over to somebody else's house and he does it because he thinks that it's okay when it's really not?
I can't stand that bitch. I shouldn't say that, but I can't stand that girl. Okay, Craig, how do you where do you fall on the line of you live a gay life? You are a gay person, right? And you've got this kid who may or may not be gay. I don't know. I don't want to speculate. But do you feel it? How is you being gay impact your parenting of him?
So I feel like there are things that kids need to see and things that kids don't. But at the end of the day, I feel like that's a very biased opinion. Like, I think you should show affection. Like, now, if you're just my boyfriend, then we're not gonna be doing all that in front of my kid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be literally my husband. You know what I'm saying? For me to, because I'm not gonna hide my life either. I think a lot of, you know, especially gay people know when to cut it on and off, some don't. But I feel like me, um, there's just things little kids I wouldn't show, you know what I'm saying, even in a heterosexual situation. But I do think affection needs to be in the house. And you can tell who is never held as a kid, the type of trauma where they feel like how they feel is how everybody should be, and they don't see things how other people see that's wrong. So if you are a gay couple or a gay man or a gay father and you want to kiss your man and your baby right there, you can do what you want to do. You pay bills in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't heterosexual people kiss? Don't heterosexual people hold hands? Like, at some point, they're gonna see it happen anyways. You're gonna call your man. You're gonna be like, "Babe," you know what I'm saying? Like, kids aren't
Hopefully,
stupid.
hopefully
Yeah.
the gotcha is I did not grow up in a household with a whole lot of affection, right? Now I wouldn't say that I grew up in a toxic or a violent house, but it's just we weren't hugging folks, right? We
Yeah.
weren't, and so the interesting thing is what lingers with me. Granted, my parents are straight, but
Mm-hmm.
what lingers with me is when people are up under me, it makes me feel weird. It
Mm.
makes me feel like I'm high. Get up. Physical touch ain't the thing for me, and I think that now I think I'm still triggered because I can't stand that girl in that video. But let me get a coherent question. Hey, Rick, I put that last comment up there. I want to make sure everybody see this. What's that last comment
But
say? It says Kraig is the moment.
another thing too is
Can we just pause for a moment to say
yeah.
Kraig is the moment, girl? Like the Butch Queen is here.
But let me tell you, kids are not stupid. So just because you don't kiss another man does not mean other kids can't see the gay in you. Like, clearly from the video, you
That's
can
good.
hear in her tonality and her mannerisms that evidently she's a girl from the LGBTQ plus community. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It's funny how gay people want to be in this world but not in this world. Like, you're gonna choose to be a part, or you're gonna always feel like this is like the white water fountain. This is the black water fountain. It's kind of like that mentality of segregation. Like, we segregate everything, and we put on when straight watch straight people around some gay people. It not all the times, but your walk changed. You start saying, "What's up, bro?" When bro, you like, "What's up, girl?" You know what I'm saying? The gays are funny when they pick and choose how they want things to
That is
be,
true.
and that's why people are never going to accept things, because that's what gay people do. They sit there like, why do you have to make it a thing on if people want to be affectionate and show love in their household? That's not a bad thing. That's not perversion. That's not perverting your child. You know how many times I see my mom and dad kiss? Hell, and some of y'all growing up, if your parents were nasty, if you heard them screwing. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you didn't want to hear, but you heard them in
I'm
there.
so glad I never heard that. Like I would be.
Man, it's
I'm so.
traumatizing.
I mean, I got a brother, so I know. I got a baby brother, so clearly I know something was going on in that house. But I'm
Okay,
so glad I never walked in on it. Oh, I'm so
but
glad I did.
they the grown ups. You know what I'm saying? They do what they
And
want to
that's
do.
their house.
It's their house. So why do we, shut ourselves down in the homosexual community, but when it comes to heterosexual, we gotta follow their rules. Like, and to be honest, nobody showed us how to be in a relationship with another man. We don't have a blueprint of, a lot of men that
Yes.
dated other men. Like, as long as so we have this hetero norm situation in our head that is not true. Who came up with all these rules? Who said that you had to rate when you get your kids? You might think you're gonna do it this way. You gotta do it a whole different way. Just like me, I never thought I was gonna be a porn star. As a father, you know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
had to make some decisions on, okay, am I gonna live or
I
am I
just
gonna
thought of
die?
that. That you were a whole dad as a porn star.
Absolutely.
I just realized that.
Yeah.
Okay, so shifting gears real quick. So do you ever fear your kid being gay because he sees you?
No. No.
Is it that you don't fear that it's happened, or like where's your head at with that? Or is
When
that
I
even a thought for you?
when God gave me that baby, I gave him back to him, and I covered my kid with prayer. You know what I'm saying? Um I'm just gonna live a open life. You know what I'm saying? Like when you expose the devil can't come back and call you out on anything because you walk in total like openness. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And so conversations down the line with him happen. I'm ready. You know what I'm saying? Or if my son, I don't care what my son like or what he do. They're my kid. If my son just want to be a clown in the streets, that's gonna be my boy. If he want to be gay, that's gonna be my boy. If he gonna be straight and bring me a lot of grandbabies, you know what I'm saying? That's my boy. I'll go to jail or hell for him. So I think I stay out of his sexuality. You know what I'm saying? I stay out of even his creativity. There are certain things that I guide him on, and that's my job. My job is not to coerce him or um, you know, or give him my plans. You know what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
you got like kids have a lot of personality and you'll drown it out with all these things that you want them to be. You know what I'm saying? And if he's going to be anything, I feel like I'm qualified to talk to him about just anything. Like it wouldn't shock me if he said, "Oh, Dad, I like this," or "Dad, or this," or And then he's also an introverted kid, so I can't pull a lot out of him because he don't really express. So I have to let him be himself, and then when he's ready, you know, then I
Okay.
just we'll talk. But yeah,
Okay, Rakai, put that last comment up. It says, "How does your son feel about you being gay?"
I don't know. He's a child. You know what I'm saying? Like not
But you
really.
did say kids ain't dumb. Like
Yeah,
he
kids aren't
know
dumb.
you.
Yeah, and my kid, I had my first boyfriend when I was like 23, and my son was young enough to, see what was going on. Like we weren't, doing the most, but one time, me and my boyfriend got in an argument, and it was 6 years ago, and my boy was so little, and we was outside arguing, and my son's supposed to be in the bed. I don't know why he was outside, but he ran outside and he pushed my boyfriend. He said, "You be nice to my daddy. Y'all love each other." You know what I'm saying? And it was the
Okay.
funniest, so I'm like, okay, when he said that, I knew he knew something. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, kids are not. I mean, what type of parents you
But
had?
that has to be a testament to your parenting also. That
Yeah,
he ran out there and said y'all love each other.
that's what he said.
He knows that it ain't just that y'all ain't roommates.
Yeah,
Not that you are together with this person still, but he knows that
right,
dad ain't a roommate. He know y'all ain't best friends. He knows it's deeper than that.
right.
I mean, I'm here for that. Okay, so can I ask you a sensitive question?
Absolutely.
What would you say if your son said, "I want to do porn"?
Um, he would have to be grown. Like I would tell him my experience and how, my journey went and the whole purpose of me going this journey and experience this journey so that he doesn't have to. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And, when you're grown, you're grown. And I can't make you do anything. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't know. I feel like I'm setting my life up that I would, even if he did say he want to do it after seeing what I've been through and seeing what it took for me, like, cause he don't even understand like how I've had to really grind and hustle to make sure he's good, and still show up when I'm traveling and going places and figuring my shit out. So you know, I can't kick his ass. I mean, all I'm gonna say is either if you're gonna do it, be the best at it, or I really see more potential in you where you could do X, Y, and Z, and you could, because he's a very gifted kid. So I would just advise him to think about other options, and you know, because once you go to that world, you can't go back. Once your asshole is out there, you cannot, you
Or
know,
your dick, or your dick.
yeah, yeah. And literally, when I said it's like your naked body, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You're showing a very sensitive, sacred part of yourself. It's very spiritual experience. It's not just like you go fucking get a bag. Like You know, it's more mental health things that go into this game, drugs, go into this game. I call it the dark arts. You know what I'm saying? The night ministry, where things happen because you have to sell your body. It's a bit booty is a business. You know what I'm saying? And some people just because you know even you know people that have OnlyFans, I can't tell these girls not to have them because most of them don't need them, and there's no shade because if you're gonna have OnlyFans, you need to have fans. You need to be marketable. Like if you're gonna do it, you know what I'm saying? Don't half-ass make money. Don't half-ass be creative. Don't half-ass make your content because that is full-time work. Like you gotta set up a camera, edit your shit, promote your shit. You know what I'm saying?
I
Get your
know
stuff out
that.
there. You
I
know
do the
it's
same fucking thing
yeah,
just with my clothes on most of the
yeah.
time.
So if you think you just gonna
Unless
clean your
Royce is
butt,
behind the camera, and then next thing you know, I'm in a
right?
jock strap on YouTube.
Yeah. But there's so many layers to this game that I feel like I would have good advice.
Okay.
Either he gonna be a doctor or he gonna be the best porn star on this side of the world. Either
Okay.
or, he gonna be the
Okay.
best.
So real quick, I see there are several questions in the comments. Before we get to those, we're gonna move on, but we are gonna get to those, Omar, on the other side of the break. Okay. So during my time at NASM is the National Conference on Health Disparities and Social Justice. Took place in St. Louis this year, and I got to talk to some amazing people about fatherhood. Dr. Michael Everett talked about his journey to becoming a father. Check this out. Another aspect of your journey that I find so interesting is you have become a father.
Yes.
A father figure to many. With Father's Day coming up, how important is that to your gay story?
I knew that I wanted to be a father my whole life. I had no idea what that was going to look like. And as I got older and was clear that I didn't want to engage in sex with women.
Didn't want to do it the old-fashioned way.
Right.
Okay.
It didn't seem like it was going to happen. But I had this thing that when I think about a thing, the universe will, figure out the rest. And
T.S. Madison just said the same thing.
It's the truth. It is absolute truth. I kept saying it over and over again. I want to be a father. And then I got a call out of the blue. Matter of fact, I was talking to my ex-husband at the time, or my husband at the time. We were talking about whether or not we wanted to have kids. And he said, no, he didn't think that he was ready for that. And so I said, great, we'll be the gays who travel and we'll just do that. And
that'll be our thing.
But I needed to say it out loud so I could mourn it, right? Mourn whatever my feelings were about not being able to raise kids with him and move on. The next day, my cousin called. Like, I'm pregnant. It's too late to terminate. Are y'all interested? And then that just changed. And then I turned to him knowing that he was going to say no. And he said yes, because the opportunity was there, which is different than like his fear. And then from that on, we got a call when she was 2 months to come and pick her up. Fatherhood gives you superpowers. Any parenting does. And I don't imagine it's either just biological. Like I think like if you feel a responsibility for somebody and you love somebody enough.
Because there are several people who look to you as a father figure now.
Yeah, and they've all given me superpowers as a result of that thing. Like what I do in this field, how I fight for the folks who look like me, how I fight for the young people who've come up in the same places I come up in. That's all about the superpower that you get when you want people to fight for you. Like it's about healing your own trauma. Mm-hmm. So for me, doing it for them is because it wasn't done for me.
So far, we've heard stories of gay men who are in biological father roles. But when we come back from the break, we're going to hear for some of our chosen fathers and why they are so important. Be sure to share this YouTube live with a friend who needs a dopeness reminder or tag them in the comments on Insta. This is Black Gay Fathers Explained. And we'll be right back. Listen. Put this on. Y'all remember BGC? I had to run in here and get this out because y'all see my hair is a mess. I'm in my workout clothes, but I remember them days. It was a time when the girls were simple. The stories were lit. The DMs were not always open because half of us had a dial-up connection and you actually had to meet people. Then there was a time before that when we ain't had the internet at all. I remember the chat line. For Thirsty Thursday on Dear Black Gay Men Podcast, we're having a drink with Lamont while he helps me and the girls figure out how to get offline and get in love. Welcome back
I
to
will
Thirsty
ask.
Thursday right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. Kraig, I want to
Oh,
ask, after that last video, what is your fatherhood superpower?
I hear this instrumental in my head. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Is there music playing?
Yeah.
I
Okay, it
don't
just
hear
stopped.
music.
It's low, but it's jamming though. I'm sorry.
Do we got music playing? I can't hear no music. You good? You good, friend?
It's literally playing like
That's our music. Aaron, you hear that music? I can't hear it.
yeah, I can still hear it. It's loud as you're talking.
Well, now I can't hear you. I tell you what, we're gonna get a video, and we'll get it worked out. We'll be right back. I mean, not right back, but Aaron, let's go to the video.
What do y'all think of fire sign?
You are someone's gay father.
Several people.
Several people. What does that mean to you?
Interesting question. So most of my kids either don't have fathers or don't have relationship with their fathers. And I've kind of stepped in to fill that role, from mentorship to financial assistance to helping them navigate relationships. Several of them have tested positive and now live with HIV, so helping them through that process. So it really is a choice to be a parent for people that you have not directly birthed.
I'm always curious about gay fathers because I don't have one. And now that I'm older, people are like, "Oh, you should get you some kids." And I don't know if that it works that way. You don't just like go to the store and pick one up. So how did you stumble into fatherhood?
So all of my kids chose me. It kind of has been always this organic relationship process, right? Usually it was because they needed assistance with something, and then that developed well beyond just that one situation. I would also say that all my kids are not gay.
How are
So
you a
I
gay
have-
father and all your kids
I have
ain't gay?
2 heterosexual children that have decided that I'm their parent as well. And they all get along great. But yeah, all my
Do you have like a family reunion
we have
where all your
times where we
children get together and they got like a T-shirt and a cookout and y'all play Frankie Beverly?
Yes, but we don't play Frankie Beverly because my kids are a little interesting.
I know one of your kids vogues the house down, so
does.
y'all could play a little Isaac, a little Miss Rahi beat or a Benny Ninja moment or something.
Several of them can vogue the house down.
Do you?
I
Does that
used
run
to.
in the family?
I used to.
I could just see you with old Death Drop with a kick and a duck walk. I could see that.
That's why I have knee problems now.
But you know, the funny thing is, people come to me all the time and look for me to be a father figure to them, and I'm scared of it, terrified.
Let me ask you why.
Because
Do you not think that you have any tools to provide to someone?
I think
who's
I have
lacking?
some tools.
Okay.
It just it's like if you ask me, it's like if somebody asked me to adopt a kid, and I'd be like, ooh, I don't know that. Lots of people see me, fathers who have children,
See you.
chosen and whatever. They see me as a great father figure, but I'm like, I don't got what it takes. Because I genuinely think that I don't know about any of this shit.
I genuinely think that you have everything that it takes. I think you'll be a great parental. Like I think for me too. I didn't have my father growing up a lot, so I think that's also the push that I have to want to be a parent.
Yeah.
But I do think that you have more skills than what you give yourself.
So what do you think is? I was talking to another father he's biological kids.
Okay.
And who is same gender loving, and he said that he got his superpowers when he became a father. What do you think your fatherly superpower is?
You know, it kind of changes. I'm just a support. I'm a cultivator. That's like one of my favorite words. Like, I'm here when someone brings something to me, I want to find a solution. I'm such a solution-based parent. to where I don't harbor on the actual issue.
Mm-hmm.
I do dig for the issue to underline because there's always something else that's affecting you versus what the actual problem is most times. And so I would say like more on the cultivating side, like that is like one of my strengths. All my kids know that if we're going through something, we need to talk to somebody, we need advice, call dad. Because he going to tell you now, it might not be nice, but daddy going to tell you how it is. That's just what it is. But he's going to be from an uplifting point of view too, so we can make sure that we go to the next level too.
Okay, Kraig, are you there? Is Kraig there? Okay, now you still hear the music? Are you good
No,
now?
I'm good now. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. Okay. What do you think your parental superpower is? As a dad, what do you think your fatherly superpower is?
I think whooping ass. No, I'm playing. I think my superpower is love. Like I love my boy. You know what I'm saying? Like I know what type of kid I was, so I'm always praying over him. I'm covering him. I think me and his mom make a good team, you know, and she's done a great job. She has the majority of the time. And, so he lives away from me. I just loving him and I don't care what he do, you know, trying not to get mad because you're too far away to be mad. So I just love
Hmm.
him. That's my superpower.
You know
Love.
what I find so much about it felt so interesting about you, Kraig?
Huh.
And thought this from the second I met you, because I knew who you were long before I knew who you were, you know?
Hmm. Yeah.
And you are one of the most loving people I know. And I don't think enough of us see that half of you.
Yeah.
Because I mean, the girls ain't rubbing shoulders with you, but you are one of the most lovable people I know. And I wonder, is that because you learned to love as a father? Or is that just who you are and it kind of was amplified because you became a father? Like, how does fatherhood play into the lovable nature of Kraig with a K?
Well, being that I came from the adult entertainment world and being that I have a kid, I had to make some decisions that weren't easy. I put a lot of hard work into changing my life. A lot of people think I just went to church and, got the Holy Ghost and then the Holy Ghost changed my life. Like God waved no wand for me. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So when you're trying to reinvent yourself, you know what I'm saying? I think my son was on my mind on like, what type of example as a man do I want to be? What can I salvage at this point? Like, and then walking into it with no shame, not being embarrassed, not letting anything um, demean my worth and my morale. You know what I'm saying? And I had to, there were times where, I had problems with drugs and stuff. Like I was toe up and I would just cry about being a horrible father or being in this state and those low moments taught me that you don't get second chances. There was times I felt like I was so freaking high, I thought I was gonna die. You know what I'm saying? And um, just making better choices. He's always in the forefront. You know, um, a lot of people, which I dealt with this for a long time, but a lot of people thought that I was being selfish for being a part of the adult entertainment world, and you know, it was a selfish decision. But as a man and as a father, you do what you have to do. You know, and I'm
Yeah.
glad I found a way out of that world. Nothing was bad, but I had situations that set me back, instead of the opportunity of, okay, you're getting a little bit more money now, you're a lot more stable. I didn't take full advantage of, you know, going as further as I should have. So looking at it is why I really am really a loving person. I'm really a different person. I'm not as angry anymore. You don't see me on the internet cussing nobody out. Um,
Now you do gather the girls together,
but
but you don't be cussing them out.
I don't have
But
to
you
cuss them
definitely
out.
be gathering the girls together because the other half about it though is interesting enough. I introduced you as a newly licensed minister. Kraig just went through the licensure process at Vision Cathedral of Atlanta, and I'm really proud to have witnessed that. I was not there that service, but I was watching online,
Yeah.
and and I think what is unexpected about you, different than the fatherhood piece, is that you've got a mastery of the word. Like, you know what's in the book.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize. I think that, and I know this to be true in our culture, is that when people meet you in one place, like if they meet you as an OnlyFans girl or in porn or whatever, a lot of times they will keep you there,
Hmm.
even though you are an amazing person in a whole bunch of other ways.
Yeah.
But the gotcha is, you really do, like, you know what's in the book. So when you talk about Jesus, you talk about your homeboy that you used to cut up with back in the day. Like, y'all
Oh
go
yeah.
way back.
Hmm.
Or when you talk about fatherhood, it is because you are a father of a whole human being that is taller than you.
Yeah.
I just think that is absolutely amazing, and
Thank you.
I cannot express more gratitude for knowing who you have become. Now, I
Yes.
didn't know you when you were in porn directly, but I'm so glad that I know who you are now.
Me too. I'm glad to know you too, Jay. You know.
Oh, thanks, Craig.
Thank you, man.
We'll have to talk after, when we're not on TV.
Yeah.
All right. During the break, be sure to drop your burning questions in the comments, because Craig and I will be answering them right after the break. For right now, we will be right back. What do y'all think of fire signs? Like, you're out on a date and they say, I'm a Leo or I'm an Aries. Now, most of the girls ask about your sign in the first conversation so they can start making assumptions about who you are, what you do, and if y'all gonna work together. Ironically, for Thirsty Thursday on Dear Black Gay Men podcast, this episode is produced by a Leo, featuring an Aries and a Sagittarius, so my Virgo ass can figure out why fire signs are so crazy. Welcome back to Thirsty Thursday right here on Dear Black Gay Men podcast. This is our segment that we are calling Burning Questions. We've got several in the comments. Kraig, go back to Omar. I want to make sure I ask that question from Omar. Is he there? Is your son's mom in the picture too? That's a burning question.
Yes, she is. She me and her, co-parent, and yeah, she's definitely in the picture, 100%.
Okay. Another burning question is Omar, same person. He says, and how does she feel about you being in her son's life?
Um, I don't know. I think um it's complex at times, like when you're dealing with somebody for over 14 years and then parenting with them hasn't always been easy. I would say
Mhm.
today we're in good standing, like we're good. I think she's proud of me. I don't feel like I hear it enough, not that I'm requiring it, because she's my ex-wife, you know what I'm saying, we have a good relationship, but I feel like I can't tell you exactly, you know, yeah. That's how I can answer. I don't know, but I hope it's good things that she thinks about me, or or I hope she honors my position more than I give a fuck about what she says about me or thinks. I
Mhm.
hope she just honors me, you know. That's all I care about. You just respect me, respect my position. That's it. And
Okay.
I'm gonna respect you.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a question for What You Know Joe. Rick, how you see that one? It says, what's one thing you want your son to learn about gay culture? Now, again, we're going to preface this by we are not talking about his sexuality. That is not a topic of conversation in here. If he is gay or straight or otherwise, we are not going to discuss that. But what is something that you want him to know about who you are, though?
That it is okay to be gay. There are gay people here, and there will always be gay people here, you know. And more than just gay people, you treat everybody right. You love everybody. You know what I'm saying? You treat everybody with respect, no matter what they say they're into. It's not like I have my opinions, but it's never my place. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? To speak on another person. So I'm really big, like more so him, everybody, that you just respect people because you don't know anybody's story. Like,
Yeah.
your moment of shade or your moment of reading somebody. That's why I don't like to read people anymore because it makes me feel bad. Like if you can cuss somebody out at a grown age, especially in your 30s, and you don't feel bad about it, you don't have Holy Ghost. Because Holy Ghost is not speaking in tongues. Holy Ghost is, dang, did I really treat this person right? You know what I'm saying? Did I really respect this person's boundaries? Like that's why people have like Bishop preached, they have no emotional intelligence. They just do stuff and they're not aware of how they treat you. And you know, I feel like I'm gonna ride for gay people. That's why people can't understand my ministry is not the pulpit. They gave me a license to that my pulpit is in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna still be gay and LGBTQ and spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. Because he says there's no condemnation to them that are in Christ Jesus. And I'm gonna encourage people, you know, and there's all these people in the comments, and most of them are gay. Gay people coming against their own folks. How you steal from your own house? You know, to say that it's a sin to be gay, but you out here holding balls at night, but you want those scriptures at me. Our community is so divided. So to tell a young man in our, like, in a world that doesn't exist to still treat somebody right, I stand on that because it doesn't fully exist even in our own community. We don't have much support as we should. We could be more further than we could be, but the girls always want to troll. The girls always want to have an opinion on how you should raise your kids, and you know what I'm saying, but you holding balls. What makes it more righteous that you hide who you fully are? That's why a lot of people like me, because I'm an open book. But you got these closeted gays that, you know, they're part of the community as far as the lettering, but they are not as far as the community and embracing people for who they really are. That's why everybody, they got to talk about what you wear, what you drive, where you going. You got to degrade somebody, put somebody up, put somebody down, and you have all this low self-esteem and trauma in your life, and people don't go to therapists. People love to be like, I just got to talk about therapists. You don't have one. Because if you have one, there will be some progression in your life to make you treat somebody. It costs you nothing. Even the Bible says, love your neighbor as yourself. So if you treat people the way you treat them nasty, that means you don't really love yourself. That's how you treat yourself on the inside. There's trash behavior. You know what I'm saying?
Well, hold on. Because first, I did not know that this was going to turn into a Thursday night Bible study. Even though you ain't quoted no scripture, but you definitely spitted some facts. And I can see Aaron in the background. Aaron is clapping and giving you snaps and all the things to let you know that you was talking good. You preaching good,
nugget.
Preacher.
That was a nugget.
That was a nugget.
Surprise, surprise.
Okay, there's one more from R. Wayne. Go ahead and put that one up, Rakai. What is something that you have learned as a father that has made you better?
Something that I learned as a father that made me better was, I'll tell you a good one, paying my child support every month consistently for almost a year now has made me look at, you know, because my child support is high, number one. Number two, how I've made excuses as a man not to handle mine because I feel like the white man was, you know, and it's this thing that I have, and be real quick about it. We be like, free my nigga Jay or free my nigga Kraig, or, you know what I'm saying? And they do with your folks and you want them free, but they actually did the crime. You know what I'm saying? So they should be punished for what they do. And if you have children, you should take care of them no matter what you signed up for. So what stepped me up to be better as a dad is providing for my kid consistently, and, you know, knowing that I'm not in debt with the system or the government, that I'm not a statistic, you know, being a deadbeat dad, you know what I'm saying, that I have proof, you know what I'm saying, that is knocking my rears out. You know what I'm saying? Child support is a whole nother conversation. You want to talk about fathering? It's levels to this shit.
I don't think we got enough time for that. We over time already. We ain't got time to dive into child support. But I hear you saying though is taking care of your responsibilities as a father has made you a better person, a better man.
Yeah.
And that is, I no better words have been spoken. All right, teammates, that was Burning Questions. For those that joined us with questions, I've got something special for you. Find out what it is after the break. If you want to join the stream, ask your burning questions, or follow me at JAI, the Gentleman, or IG, and join our broadcast channel to join the Dear Black Gay Men Insiders group on Facebook. Links to both are in the description of this live. We will be right back.
Get in the conversation.
This comment says, I did a good job. It's time for a congratulatory ejaculation session.
Chat live on the show and get exclusive content.
The bottoms are going to eat me up for this in the chat.
Join the Dear Black Gay Men Insiders group on Facebook.
I would like to thank my guest, Kraig, and special appearances from Dr. Michael Everett, Dr. Wayne Woodson, who is in the chat, and Antwone Williams-Rowans. Links to their socials are in the description. I want to thank everyone who joined the channel as a member, everyone who added a super chat in the chat box. Now, we announced the last show, our live show on June 30th, and tickets are available now. And I'm going to do something unexpected. I don't know if Aaron even knows I'm going to do this, but for everyone who buys a ticket to our live show between now, Thursday, June 13th, and Monday, June 17th, I'm going to give you a free Dear Black Gay Men trucker hat in blue. You can visit dearblackgaymen.com to get your tickets, and hats will be waiting for you at will call. The link to everything is in the description. We've talked about birth fathers and chosen fathers, but I want to make a special dedication to spiritual fathers. Once upon a time, I attended Greenville Avenue Church of Christ for Father's Day service where the minister, Sheldon Gibbs, I'll never forget it, he made fun of me from the pulpit during service for having the audacity to wear a blazer with a pair of shorts. Him humiliating me from the pulpit gave his whole congregation approval to laugh at me, which they did to my face. But as a good son, I had to put on a happy face and play along, even though deep down inside, I was a combination of pissed off and humiliated. To come from that to a worship experience where I am seen and affirmed and loved and cherished and appreciated is nothing short of God's grace. I thank God every day for my pastor, Bishop O.C. Allen, for my church family that Kraig is a part of, Dr. Woodson is a part of, Antwone is a part of at the Vision Cathedral of Atlanta, and every pastor, every minister, and every congregant who dared to be and encourage others to do the same. Now, I know the girls get all verklempt and squeamish when we talk about God. We have a very storied past when it comes to conversations about religion or Christianity or the Black church. But dear Black gay men, I'm finally bold enough to admit that I'm churchy as hell. And my spiritual father, just like God herself, loves me just the way I am. That was our show. I want to shout out to this commenter. It was a post we made called Why Black Gay Men Are the Most Hated in Interracial Dating 2024. This is Garlic Man 82. He says, I have watched several videos of yours and I just wonder why you keep fixating on this topic. I don't think it's fair for you to act like I owe Black men sex, dating, and relationships just because I'm Black. Sir, the name of the channel is Dear Black Gay Men. If you've watched several videos, you know I say every episode, this is your weekly dopeness reminder of how dope it is to be Black gay men who love Black gay men. If I'm fixating on anything about what it means to be a Black gay man or loving Black gay men, then I'm just guilty. You can find another channel. But still, like and follow for more. This is on a video called Young Guys Can't Handle These Older Men. Here's why. A-King8201 says, I'll either be at the ATL or Memphis show. They're the same distance from me. It really means a lot to me that anybody would think enough of what we do here to travel to come to a live show. So shout out to you. Thank you for dropping that into the comments. I am Jay the Gentleman. This has been Dear Black Gay Men Podcast, and I will talk to you next time.